Hi, I'm Alex Kozlov, an expert on all things aquatic, and I'm here today to address a serious issue that must be put to an end. The issue here would be overfishing, which is perfectly displayed all over society. You see, the exact definition of overfishing is when a stock of fish is depleted because of too much fishing happening, but it's really bigger than that. Overfishing can cause huge changes in sea ecosystems called ecosystem shifts. Ecosystem shifts involve abrupt, large-scale, and extremely long-lasting changes in an ecosystem. Some also call it a regime shift, specifically scientists, which refers more to the way an ecosystem is built, as well as how it works. Some interesting statistics to reflect on overfishing would be that an estimated 34% of the world's fish stocks suffer from overfishing today. That's a huge portion of fish stock. Another massive fact would be that the Atlantic Ocean's fish stocks suffer from an estimated 59% overfishing. Seems that the USA could be a huge factor in overfishing, does it not? Let's see what the public has to say about this crisis. Who am I here with today?
Andrew Playston.
And where do you work?
Minimum wage.
Gotcha. So, how's your day been, Andrew?
Can I have the mic? Yeah. It's been a pretty good day so far, I'd say.
I got you. You know what's not good? Overfishing, okay? How do you feel about that?
Well, what I can take from overfishing is just too much fish getting taken out of the water, am I right?
Yeah, you're actually exactly right. It's when too many of the adult fish species are taken out of the aquatic biome. And you know why that's bad?
I couldn't tell you.
It's actually bad because not enough people have enough nutrients from other sources of protein, and fish is a very essential thing that people need to eat. How do you feel about that?
I feel like we should do something about it.
I think so too. Let's figure out what we need to do.
In our home state of North Carolina, we are not very sustainable in our coastal fisheries, as we've been sued by a CCA since 2020. One main example of why would be that 70% of flounder have been caught by commercial fishermen. This is extremely unstable for the fishing environment, and one way to deal with this is to limit the fish that fishermen can take in. For example, the Marine Fisheries Commission should implement a rule that forces fishermen to only fish 50% of flounder. We would obviously need scientists to estimate the amount of flounder in the NC waters and go from there. Another huge factor in North Carolina's overfishing fiasco would be the fishing market as a whole, which relates to the rule previously mentioned. The industry is very hard to get into because of how tense the market is. It shifts a ton, with it being impacted by weather as well as international competition in waterfront development. The climate is changing too. With water being a lot warmer than it should be, overfishing has caused declining water quality, resulting in warmer climate in the Albemarle and Pamlico sounds, threatening to disrupt key fishing grounds for blue crabs and other valuable species. Now let's turn to someone in North Carolina who has fished firsthand.
All right, I'm Alex Kozlov, and who am I with here today?
Morgan Lewandowski.
All right, Morgan, where do you work?
I'm an art teacher.
All right, that's cool. So, you live in North Carolina, right?
Yes, sir?
All right, have you ever fished before?
Yes.
Okay, do you fish, all the time?
Sometimes when I'm with my dad and my grandpa.
Nice. Do you think you've fished more fish in the sea than you think, should be sustainable for North Carolina?
No, not really.
Nice, I got you. That's good. How do you feel about overfishing?
I think it needs to be addressed, and it's a global problem.
All right, that's good. Let's see how we can deal with that on a global scale rather than just North Carolina. With North Carolina not being the only issue here, we need to examine the entire world relating to overfishing now. A case study done by PBS focuses on an extreme issue involving the process of longlining, a fishing method mainly used by Japanese fishermen, and it was just concocted after World War II. The method consists of up to 60 miles of planted and baited hooks across a ton of the Atlantic Ocean where bluefin tuna migrate. Not only does longlining catch swordfish and tuna, but species like sharks and sea turtles that aren't targeted get caught too. Dr. Jane Lubchenco, a professor of marine biology at Oregon State University, says that 2/3 of the major marine fisheries of the world are currently fully exploited, overexploited, or depleted. She believes methods such as longlinings are reasons for this, as European fishermen have also taken up the practice. One way that marine biologists such as Dr. Lubchenco think can save the world from overfishing would be enforcing using regulation nets and fishing equipment because it can prevent high levels of bycatch. Bycatch is what was mentioned earlier, where fish and other sea creatures that aren't being targeted get caught up in nets. Bycatch has a drastically high mortality rate, and aquatic animals sometimes get killed before being returned to the water. Preventing and discouraging bycatch will inevitably help keep the environments that fishermen work in healthy, not only in North Carolina, but the entire world.